Hello, welcome to another episode of Get Rich and Fit Tryin. So after a couple trials and errors, we finally got everything right. So now we're gonna go ahead and get right to it. I'll see you on the other side. Let's go. Good morning, good morning, good morning, my neighbors. Welcome to another episode of Get Rich and Fit Tryin. Let's go ahead and have some fun. Let's get to this chart. All right, so we got quite a bit of stuff that is happening. Let me make sure I got the right chart too. Am I the right chart? Of course. Of course. Let's give y'all a better chart than that. That is not the one I want y'all to look at. 8 grid. There we go. Alright. Oh, no. That is not it. Hold on. Fixing problems. Technical difficulties. Okay. It is showing my, let's go ahead and do it like this then, since it wants to be difficult. Is that it? All right, perfect. All right, let's fix that size. There we go. All right, technical difficulties has been averted. All right, let's go ahead and get you out the way. That way I have you where I need you. All right, so quite a bit of things are happening here on NQ. Let's go ahead and get rid of these drawings. Let's get to current price action. Here we go. Nice move to the upside. We are still pushing. We got less than 2 minutes until the market opens. So we're going to have some fun here. We've gapped up. We did not fill the gap. Let's see what the market's going to do with that information. I think more upside for the most part. But again, the market is king. Do not try to force anything and be smart about it. If you haven't been on the show, we're going to be looking at some alerts that's coming in. They come in kind of fast, so I'm going to try to get it to you as quickly as possible. So be patient with me. Also, if you have any tickers that you want me to look at, it's a good time to go ahead and put that inside of the chat. That way I can go ahead and break it down for you and make you a better trader. Yeah, all that good stuff. All that good stuff. All right, let me get my Zoom guys fixed. And if you want to be part of my inner circle, by all means, just DM me on Instagram, JD_the_great, and Discord, same JD_the great. All right, so we're almost there. If you haven't been on this show, we do opening range. Opening range is a very simple strategy. A lot of good traders uses it. It's just the market tends to just make a decision in the first 15 minutes of the market. So we kind of box out that area. And when we box it out, we are looking for that set breakout. We'll be bullish above the top, bearish down below. And there goes the bell. Market is getting cranking. All right, let me go log into the rest of my accounts. Now that I kind of put y'all up on what we do here. Let's log into here. All right, lots of stuff coming in for my long-term alerts. One day I'm gonna do a video for y'all, so don't forget to subscribe. I'm gonna break down all long-term leaps, trading, and everything.
What up? Let's get it.
What up, Giant? Good morning. Good morning. How are you?
Let's get it. Let's get it.
Let's get it. We got some money to be made.
That's right.
All right, looks like Pan W is coming through my list. Let's go ahead and run into some of these alerts that's popping up right now. All right, so the first one I want to kind of bring into space is, sorry, Giant, I got to do it. I got to do it because it keeps popping up, right? It is UPS. UPS has hit its target from what was sent yesterday, and what we were anticipating for the most part was a 2-hour move. Let's go ahead and get to the 2-hour chart. All right, so we had a nice little build up here, and it signaled for an entry somewhere above this level right here. So since it gave us a nice little signal for that level, let's put the template. This is our trading plan. It was an entry above that level. It did not give the entry until the end of the day. Good golden cross right here. Massive move to the upside, and it's just continuing to that direction with a gap up. Of course, this was an earnings gamble. Very, very, very tricky to type of play. But if you had money to actually risk, probably like about $100, you could have made some really, really good money on that. So we hit our target. Everything's happy. Let's keep that going. All right, so now we got Pan W. Pan W is in that cyberspace. What just happened? That is not Pan W. Internet's running a little slow, maybe because I'm streaming. That'll be all right. All right, Pan W, they're in the cybersecurity space, and it looks like we have ourselves. Let's see, were we shorting or were we buying? All right, we were buying. This was back in Friday, and you could kind of see massive move to the upside right here. TP2 is hit with this news, and you could have taken some of your profit off at TP1. That was a really, really, really good trade. All right, and then the other one that just popped through my list is Roblox. Here's Roblox on that same 2 hour. Let's get rid of all these joins so that it doesn't add any confusion. Roblox, unfortunately, did not give us what we were looking for. We was looking for a short down to this level, but again, it barely gave us an entry. So this did not pan out, stopped out. So sometimes you take some wins, sometimes you take some losses. So Roblox was one of them. What just came in today? I got an alert about QQQ. This is what I gave y'all yesterday, so that way you can kind of get a sense of what QQQ could go. This was on the 15-minute. This was a day trade. Come on, internet. Don't you dare start acting slow on me. Come on. All right. So this was on actually Friday. Going back. I thought it was yesterday, but it's Friday. All right. So we got ourselves a major, major move to the upside right here. Our entry with some consolidation is there. The best thing when it comes down to contracts on Friday, I do suggest that you get next week Friday, which would be this coming Friday, since this was on Friday. That would have been probably the best contract for you to get, not a contract that's before that. What it do, Rod? Good morning, good morning. So we got all the way to TP2 here. You should have already taken some profit here, but if you had some runners, I think it might be a good time to consider taking your profit. We're at 630 right now. All right, so let's get back over to NQ. I just ran through all of the alerts. Did I go through all of them? Yes, we did. There was a couple other things, but this is a project. This is going more NQ. Let's go to NQ real quick on the 15-minute. Basically, with this push up, and now we're kind of spiking it a little bit. It was anticipating that this move was going to give a continuation. Here's our continuation. Very solid move, but risky for opening. But yeah, like I was saying earlier, if you haven't been on here before, we are operating on the opening range. This is our opening range, and we're going to be looking for some type of entry for today. Yesterday, we started our $100 challenge, trying to take $100, make it to the 500 by the end of Friday, and we didn't have that much of a good trade. It just wasn't there. It was not there, but it's okay. All right. Uber did not pan out. I lost 10%, but it did kind of gap up today. Let me go ahead and look at Uber real quick. I think it gapped up or pushed up. What? Yeah, gapped up. That's what it was. All right. So I had the $100 call, so I probably would have stopped myself out when we got close to this. Probably would have gave me like 20 or 30%, but that did nibble a little bit, so I didn't like the pullbacks that it was doing, especially when we first opened. So that was back here. Yeah, I think that was it. Right here on this Monday, they pulled it way deep under our entry, which would have really liquidated. So if I was sticking with it, I probably would have caught that bounce right back up. But yeah, it was just one of those. I was like, I could find a better trade. So I'd rather be patient than force anything. All right, back over to NQ. We're getting a pushback down. They are really, really starting to cash in some of their profits. Let's see how far they take it. We got 8 minutes until this 15 minutes is over. So that way we can have our opening range. And when we get our range, we can go ahead and attack the market accordingly. Giant, what you looking at? What you got for me? You got anything for me?
Man, I'm trying to get in Roblox to the up, but I can't get a contract without a crazy spread.
Yeah, Roblox is one of those ones that when that thing starts to move, you're better off getting it on the block than for you to get it on the gap. Yeah, this is a major gap up. Very, very tricky to try. Like your best bet would have been if you were anticipating the bottom. That means you would have anticipated that this would have been your stop loss and you would have been protected. Or you would have had to do something like averaging down from here or here. And this is just a 15-minute chart. Like you want to build up a position, assuming that you look at a higher time frame, like maybe a 2 hour, and you know that you need to build your position for more upside here. So yeah, patience, patience, patience.
I was also looking at Starbucks.
Starbucks, now that they fired their CEO, this thing is starting to like push up. I just posted about that on BYTTT. I find Starbucks very interesting on where it is. Look how it is sitting on my entry level. I almost want to take this as a stab to the upside like right now. It's Starbucks. We got earnings that's going to be in the middle of November somewhere. Nope, actually October 29th. That's tomorrow. Yeah, now, nope. Now, I would say if you want to do something like it can't come back below this entry at 86, I would say nibble a little bit. If it comes back under the 86, maybe wait for it to break back above. But I think this is where they're buying it up. They try to fill the gap with this opening, and we're already pushing back up. But it's struggling with my 400 EMA. They want to break out and get to TP1. So yeah, great spot would have been right there. But I would have been light because there's no confirmation that they go. And there's this gap right here at 89. That would have been, yeah. If you're not afraid of earnings, yeah, I would say take a stab at it. Let me look at an option contract for you. Let me see if I can find something that is decent. S-Bucks.
Yeah, because I was looking at Starbucks, Roblox, and what else was I looking at? It was another one I was looking at. But Roblox, it just seemed like it's impossible for me to find a contract like this.
Yeah, it ran. Yeah. It ran.
It's crazy over there.
Let's see. I would say maybe go for a $90 call. Let me see what the 95 looks like. Yeah. $90 calls, maybe 95, but that spread is so bad on the 95 that the 90 is better. But I would have took that first stab already. But just again, I would be looking to add accordingly more so than just go full Monty in my position, because this thing is, the CEO fired does help it, but I don't have confidence on this earnings is going to be anything positive because they've been shutting down some stores in Starbucks. So I would like to just add accordingly. Good prices, good spreads. That's what I will be looking for. Yeah, but that Roblox, let me look at that Roblox option chain that you're looking at.
Please do, man. I want to get in, but I can't find a spot.
Well, remember, green candles don't guarantee that it's going to stay green, too. Oof. Oh, God. Jeez. All right, let's get into October 31st. Oh, my God, that's even worse. So I was trying to get into the November 7th, try to see if you can hold it for a full day, because I think that's what's going to happen. You're going to have to get some pullback on it because it's just so green, because Roblox ran. It's up there already. So, yeah. They liquidated the bears, the ones that thought that the waters was nice. This is this move here. And continued, and that was the last continuation. They try to take one more step to extend it, but this is your pivot for your micro trend. You want to have something that's close to this trend line, but we're already gapped up. Hence the reason why we hit this break. Hey, you remember how I was explaining in the charting class? I was like, the third touch usually does something ridiculous. There's that ridiculous, right? Here's the first touch, higher high, higher low. Assuming that there's going to be another higher high. It failed here, but they respected this trend line more than the failure of this high with the equilibrium, and they took the gap up to make it. Now it's official, the second touch. Technically third touch, but if you base it here. you might get a pullback on Roblox one more time, and that will be your entry. So keep an eye on this trend line. Even though there's people on the internet that says trend lines trading doesn't work, I find it hilarious. Anyways, let's get back over to NQ before I miss an entry for my futures. All right. Yeah, sometimes you gotta look at the internet with a grain of salt. They will tell you whatever they want to tell you. Not much pure shenanigans. All right, I'm set up here. Do I have anything else that's gonna give me a surprise on this? What are you doing? All right, 54. Yeah, I'm perfectly fine. So let's get a 54. All right. I should warm up with some micros. That's what I should do. But I think I'm ready to go straight to NQ. Nah, you know what? We're gonna warm up with some micros. Let's get some micro game going. Micro lives needs some love too. All right, so we got a nice little bounce here. I'm gonna come down to the 1 minute so you can see what I'm talking about. They tried to break down even further and they're rebalancing back over here, but we haven't completed the 15-minute. So we can get another rejection here. So do not just jump into the market. Do not fall for traps. Gotta wait for confirmation, proper confluences. That way we can take high A+ probability trades. Don't force nothing. Let me go check out gold real quick. I'm curious of what's going on with gold. Wait, how come it's on this? Oh, I need this chart. I was doing everything on my golded chart. No wonder I was like, things look so different here. All right, 15-minute. All right, boom. Boom. God, come on, slightly off. There we go. And there we go. All right, we're almost there. Almost to our 15-minute. We got 60 seconds. And we can see if we can find and make some money. Let's make some money. We got very close to 26,100. I think that's why they rejected like that. I got some areas of imbalance like 26,087 that we could probably reject from. So just be patient. Got 46 seconds. $27 seconds. All right, so it looks like we're building a little bit of a range here. Not saying that this is going to be it, but if I was to be a gambling man, which I'm not, I'm a trader, not a gambler. These are your extremes that we're dealing with. What happened, Giant? Did you say something?
No, I didn't say nothing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, try to keep the casinos in the casinos and keep the trading where the trading. that's what popped in my head. All right, let's see. I would say if we get back outside of here, which they just did, that was the area I was just considered there. If we come back into this area here, I won't be surprised it liquidates right back down to here. And maybe we could get like a 20-point range trade. Back on down. We're getting right into that. Let me take a shot and see if that actually holds its weight. I'm gonna risk about 25 bucks on micro. See if I'm right. And it's trying to work its way down, but it bounced off a stranger danger. So that's the one that they're probably reloading there because of equilibrium. If it breaks down, then we could fill all the way down to 49. All right, there we go. I got a little bit of positivity here. Let's go. All right, they liquidated the bulls. That's what that last alert just said. And then we'll check out what that alert says at the same time because I'm kind of monitoring this trade. My target is right here at 50, if we can get there. But they're trying to buy the dip now. It was slightly positive, so I'm still operating with the $25 stop loss. I consider the option contract played it down too, but I think I'm gonna wait for something a little bit better. I think it's a possibility that this is our range, but it also can flip and turn into a channel and go against me, and that's what I'm curious about. What that channel would look like. It would look something along the lines of something like this. Unless they break out of the channel. That's what I would like to see. Here's our pivot point. Let's see if they put some pressure there. I was watching a video giant yesterday that was like, trend lines don't work, channels don't work. And I was like, you sound like a person that don't know what it is. Gotta understand that a lot of these people are very subjective. All right, I'm close to taking my profit. I have 40 bucks locked in, and they are trying to get to my 40. Oh, they took my 40 bucks. I am out of there. All right, so that was a nice little scalp right there. Getting ourselves to see what we see. I'm trying to find ranges faster. That's the part that gets me sometimes, is that I don't recognize that I'm in a range fast enough. That's the last threshold. I understand trends. I understand levels. I understand psychological. Could I had waited until it touched this area? Yeah, but again, I got this whole extreme right here that could come back and bite me. So why would I even try to do that? Even if it does, if you're still inside of this trade, congratulations. But I got what I was looking for, and I got my stop loss where I wanted it, and I am happy. Can we break down and get outside the opening range? Now, the opening range, we need a 5-minute close below. Could that have been an entry so that way we could hold on to it and just go ahead and liquidate all the way down? Absolutely. But again, we're in the middle of a bullish trend. It is still considered a counter trend. So no matter how you look at it. Let's go over to the 45-minute real quick, as this 5 minutes starting to wrap up in 1 minute. I got an algo that I created. It's called Market Dominance. I love it. It's one of my favorites out of all the things that I've built. And what I want to see here is that we just do a continuation like this. And that's not what we're getting. We're getting strong rejection here. Again, I know we was toppy, hence the reason why I wasn't looking for any bullish positions. And you could kind of see we're rejecting that area. We got 44 seconds into this 5-minute close. We might get that opening range breakout. Let's go ahead and get ourselves prepared for options possibly. I'm going to go over to QQQ as well. QQQ. Do I do tomorrow or today? I think I'm going to go today. Let's go with a 0 DTE. Maybe a 625 puts. Maybe 627. If that 5-minute close below, and in 13 seconds it's going to confirm it ain't doing that. Hence the reason why I don't want to hold on to trades. I think they knew what was about to happen here. Let's come over to the 5 minutes so I can point out what I mean. If we had a 5-minute close below this level, it would then confirm what I would think, that we was going to go ahead and short, and you could see the market decided to push it right back up. But I'm going to still kind of lock and load a I think I'm gonna go with the 627. I think I like the 627. 629 also looks good. I like 627. Let's go with 627. Like that. Save my order. Oh, don't be disrespectful. I was still preparing. This thing looks like it wants to come down already. Watch out for traps, because if they go back inside this range that I just pointed out, which is right here at 49, it can cause problems. They might be sweeping buy side liquidity, so this can break out and run away from us. I would say maybe play a fair value gap fill. That could be the ballsy move it itself. I am a little annoyed a bit, but I'm gonna wait for the 5-minute close below just so I can get confirmation. If it runs away too far, I'm gonna wait for the break out to finish, retest, then I'll play the retest to go ahead and sweep the rest of buy side liquidity. So don't chase it. Never chase the cat. The cat scratch back. All right, folks, don't chase it.
might need to use another analogy for me, dog.
What does that mean? What did you do, Giant? uh, Everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face. Is that a better one?
Something like that, yeah.
I hope it's not that Roblox. Again, that Roblox is one of those. I hate when I see a big green candle after it runs away. That's why I don't know if you noticed, I've been talking a lot about order blocks and I've been loving the breakdown of it. I'm staring at ranges with a different set of eyes than I normally do. Um,
Yo, Jim, hold on 1 second. I didn't mean to cut you off. On my chart, my 930 where your 830 is, mine this where my 930 is on my chart. You see what I'm
oh,
saying? Like,
do you have a D anywhere in this upper area, like it says D or anything like that?
um, no.
No. Okay, so you're not in delayed. I don't know. That's weird. I'm on the 5 minute chart though, not the 15.
I'm on the 5 minute too.
And you don't see that we're breaking the range right now?
Yeah, I see that we're breaking the range, but
Okay.
but my chart says 855. It says it's 850 on
Oh,
mine.
you're down in the bottom. You probably don't have New York session. You probably got like Central or something.
Okay.
Yeah, just change your time zone. But the candlesticks look the same though, right?
Yeah, they're all the same.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, okay. Yeah, because you kind of scared me for a moment. All right, in a minute and 34 seconds, we might be executing these shorts here.
Watch.
I'm trying to be patient, but we might get the runaway into the fair value gap, which is was going to be my initial target. You see how they're forcing it right back up? There's buyers that's inside of this fair value gap saying, no, get yourself back up. Bow. They keep coming back. They're like, no, get back up. Bow. They're trying to avoid uh, that 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 that
Phil,
that fill. Yeah.
They're gonna fill that gap.
I rarely see them feel it completely on the very next day.
Oh, you talking about the big gap? Yeah. Well,
That gap is on.
that big gap is a whole nother conversation. Oh man, that gap is freaking ridiculous. What they did, I was like, wow, we that far away. But this one I'm going with is this fair value gap right here, Giant. If we look here, got a bullish fair value gap right here.
You almost filling that gap. There's a 5 minute gap.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get into. But it's I know it's so late, but it's now confirmed. Uh yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm gonna do it on the future side. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do it from the future side. I'm not gonna do it from there.
Top of my line.
They're trying to build a base here. Here comes the retest. Here comes the zone that I said that 849. Looking for it to reject, but if it doesn't reject, this thing might fill right back into this area up to here. Looks like we're getting a little bit of weakness.
I got 72 ticks on the upside.
I don't like it right now, so I'm going to go back to micros. I was going to do it on NQ. I was going to get real greedy, but it can be both bullish and bearish. We're between two different order blocks. Yeah, because that's all the profit taken. Oh, that's why I said I didn't want to have any smoke. Look at that disrespect. I am good. I'm telling you this. I was like, oh my God. Okay, wifey got it, but oh, woo. It looked too dangerous. I have these option contracts. They were $67. They're now $40. That's $27 of a pop. that they just did on this, trying to get more into this upside. Dangerous type of time, especially with these all-time highs that has no chill. Oh, amazing. That's why sometimes it's good to just watch the market and see what it's capable of. That way you're prepared for it. But look at that pop. Nice pop. Nice off that fair value gap. Wifey was bullish. I was a little bearish. Look at what they did. They just uncrossed that MACD right here.
But I said it should pop right there because it filled the gap.
No, it filled part of the gap.
Let me see. Hold on.
The 5-minute gap, it never filled it.
Oh yeah, it did it.
You only filled part of it, yeah.
It didn't fit the whole thing, you know.
Now, again, this makes me look at this range even wider now, because now it makes me think that this is going to be our range now. So I'd rather make money. Like if I was ballsy, I probably would have had in order, because I said we're about to go back into that range, and I did think that we could pull it back and come back into that zone. But come on, give me my 1 minute chart. What's going on? Come on, get there. What I wanted to see, look at this. Why are you delayed like this? What's going on, TradingView? My other charts are operating, but it's just this one right here. Let's come back over here. Let me go to the 1 minute here. Come on, what's going on? Yeah, UPS needs to drop because everybody's taking their profits. All right, so here's my 1 minute chart here. So if I had an order at that center point right here that just was a pickup, I would have swept all that up into here. And that's what I was considering. But I was like, yeah, what about this base? Because that base was built on the fact that here's our 5 minute break below. And that's the question mark. Did it finally fix it? Okay, it finally fixed it. All right, let's get back to it. Oh, come on. What is happening with this chart?
Too many y'all in the house trading, man.
I guess it don't, or AT&T is mad at me. I should go short them. I know, right? All right, I'm sorry, AT&T. No, I will not short you. Do not slow my internet down. Please don't. All right, so I got an interesting target that will bring us to like 26,112 if this continues, which means that they liquidated all the bears that was trying to play it to that downside. So possible QQQ calls, but I want to, the safer trade would be above this level.
Everything is sardine together.
I could see that. Kind of like having a nice little cookout and a reunion where everybody's coming and meet up for a little bit.
Yeah, but they need to take out that wick it just made.
But this range, I should have came as soon as we closed back inside of this range. I should have shorted it, and I probably would have been in here looking for that 1 minute fair value gap to try to hold. But we got a nice little bounce at that 50. If we get back under 50. We're going to go fill that fair value gap. So let me go ahead and just get ready for those puts again, just in case I am right.
Take out that wick.
Let's see what the 5 minute has for us. And all of y'all that's in the YouTube sphere, if you got any tickers you want me to look at while we're waiting for this to set up, you got yourself probably about 10 minutes. 15 minutes. Any tickers that you want me to look up, I'll look up. All right. Uber must have hit its target. Congratulations to those that held on to their Uber that was placed for yesterday. So, yeah. Yep. Okay. Nice push down again. They're trying to get back up in that bullish range, but we're literally fighting with this downward micro trend. Very micro trend. So it doesn't guarantee that this is going to hold, but this is fighting against this, and that's why we get in our wedging action. So we might just kind of ping pong back and forth until it gets close to here and then explode. That's what it looks like so far. Patience, folks. Constant activity does not lead to profitability. Wait for something that is a clear signal saying, hey, this is where we're going, and there's money. All right, just be patient. Actually, let me go look at that Uber. What much time I got? 319. Let me go look at that Uber real quick. Let's see how this looks. I think it was showing $97. Oh, whoa! I thought it hit its target. They hit it with the Uno reverse. Actually, we went to 15 minutes. Not 5 minutes. Come on. I must be using a lot of bandwidth because this thing is over here acting completely silly right now. Can't even go back and forth between 15 minutes and a daily. All right. Let me come back over to NQ. Still looking like it wants to play to that downside. We're under stranger danger. This usually acts like a repellent, especially when it's consolidating against it. It's building up a position so that way it can repel faster. But if they sweep the liquidity, that could be the liquidity that goes and take out the wick that my wife is looking for. Oh, man. They dropped it. It was like at 9. They dropped it $1 just on that. I guess the drop that we faced here was the same drop that Uber was facing as well. Massive drop off. It got, you see, and this is what I tell y'all. When it gets to 88, 90% of the target, this was the level that was provided. Just take the money. Look at what they did. Boom. Oh, but I wanted the TP2. Congratulations. Now you're back to TP1. And it looks like they're going to short it. Be patient, folks. All right? Be patient with yourself. Don't try to force it and take trades for longer period of times than you need to. They will give you the signals. I promise you. All right. More consolidation. A whole lot of fun. Oh, I guess that's all the money I was going to make. And I did it in micros. How much money was that? I mean, look at this. It would have been $320, but I did micros, which was $32. That's all right. Who's doing a warm-up pitch? It was a good warm-up pitch. MSTR. Yeah. MSTR is going to be the victim of Bitcoin. I do think a lot of these... come on. Why are you running so slow? I do think that MSTR is one of the ones that is falling victim to the fact that Bitcoin could reject off its point. Let me go ahead and show you what I mean by that. This is Bitcoin's chart that I thought I had. Okay. Everything is loading. I don't think so, because I closed my DaVinci. I got everything closed for the most part. This is what I normally run. There we go. MSTR daily. Way too close. There we go. And so Bitcoin had that end of the day drop that kind of pulled it back. I think that's what MSTR is facing right here. Let's go over to Bitcoin, and you could kind of see that was that end of the day drop right here. They're trying to recapture that area, and this was why I was kind of curious about Bitcoin this morning. Can we fill right back up into this area, because we rejected it numerous times? They're trying to rebalance this imbalance here, but I don't think they can get it. So just be patient with it. So MSTR, if I was to be a gambling man, oh, and they got earnings coming up, so be smart about your position. This Stoke and this MACD doing this upside, going against the 50, I would target like 327, maybe even 340 on a contract. And if it gets to 325, start getting ready to sell, because then you could go ahead and lock in some profits, because they are putting some pressure, but it keeps on like selling off, but they're trying to hold it up. So anything under 276, I'll abandon the idea, but anything in between there and 295, 300, maybe even a close above 300 would be great. That'll be your move to the upside. All right, let's get back over to NQ, where all the action is. I'm lying. This thing's still consolidating. Oh, man. I hate consolidation sometimes, but I'm starting to embrace it. I see where I can make some money. I'm going to show y'all that in like a few seconds. Because I ignore anomalies. Oh my God, this is loading forever. So I'm looking for an anomalies that's going to be something that is similar to like this. Good thing I got two charts set up. Technically, we're here on the range, but with everything that just happened just now, I think we might be really here.
On top of just moving average to open up.
Mm-hmm. That's what they're trying
Either
to do.
Direction.
Exactly. Either that. Because with
Where you see the middle?
yeah, because with this top area right here, we're causing problems. Major problems. And I'm very curious of what's going to happen with that. Now, they did spike it up, but we also spiked down. I want to short it, I'm not going to lie, but I would love for it to get outside, then come back in. I love when it does that, like, S-curve. Well, I kind of did that here. But it is finishing this 1 minute green. This is my old range. That kind of, we took this drop here. It's getting tighter. You see, and that's what I'm saying. We get it now. It didn't get all the way to the bottom of here, but you can kind of see this pressure is putting pressure on this pressure that's putting pressure in back and forth until they finally just one side has to give up. So even though I'm starting to understand ranges, don't get in a fist fight with children in the middle of the schoolyard. Let them tire themselves out. And that's what they're doing right now. They're like, no, I'm bullish. No, I'm bearish. That's what the screen is showing you. They're fighting. Yeah, I think we're going to get one more push to that drop based on this revised range that I did. Watch this. See that 1 minute? We came back inside the range, but that 50 moving average on the 1 minute is giving it a bounce. If this breaks, then we get a little bit of a push down into that 2650. The bulls don't want to touch the 2650 because they know their stop losses are probably just right below that. So now, if this fails, look for this to go ahead and come all the way down to about 44 before it bounces again. Patience. Especially option traders. Option traders, be real patient. Time is against you. For futures traders like us, we can get away with getting into these positions because time does not affect us. Options, you could, just because it's sideways, it could just do something disrespectful. Then you get hit against the delta when it goes against you. You don't want that. All right, we stepped out for a second, and now they pushed it right back down. And even this is an order block in itself. Very annoying. Let me see. I got a revised target. No, it's still about 112. If we hold this and this is our order block for upside, and they turn this bullish, I would say they would have to turn it bullish by breaking this level at 76. That 76 would then go ahead and attack, and then we'll go right to 112. Let me get the right number. It's not 76. Oh no, it is 76. 7650. We get above that 7650. That tells us that this wick is weak. Oh, uh-oh. We're back in the range. Uh-oh. Never mind that. Can everything that I just said. Let's come back over to the 5 minute. How much time we have left? Oh yeah, no. They're gonna try to go back down here. More consolidation. All right, not yet. Still nothing. Now they're using my order block that I just built as a range in itself, and that's getting tighter. Let's see if we can find something that has some money. Let's go to gold, because I'm not playing these games anymore. NQ has a tendency on doing that fun stuff, and then you're fighting with NQ for the whole day. Nope, not now. Not today. All right, so we got opening range breakout right here. So they're in the middle of their breakout right now, but they're slammed against the 50 moving average right now. And if y'all remember, I kind of broke this down that we are trying to reject this bullish movement down, but it's very massive. If this thing curls right back in and gets back under 39.29, because you could kind of see we're overheated here. Let's see what the 5-minute looks like. Whenever it decides to give it to me. Maybe right now. Come on. Yeah, I might have to reset my TradingView. I'll do that after. I want to give y'all one more thing before I let y'all go. Come on. Give me my 5-minute. There we go. So we're overheated here. We're overheated on the 15-minute. They're trying to push it right back down. If this can't hold, let me fix my MACD. Yeah, still kind of bullish, but if this does not hold, everybody that thought it was bullish, and this is the bottom, trying to get back to 4,000, they're going to get liquidated under this 329. That momentum probably going to keep them down and keep them suppressed. Here's our 15-minute one more time. I want to see what it looks like with the MACD. Even this looks like consolidation. Yeah, not a lot of smoke, folks. This is a good sit on your hands moment. This is bearish using that 50. So they want to break above that 50 moving average on the 15-minute. You got a minute and 23 seconds. Sorry, 33 seconds to see if it will. Let's see what happens here. So basically, a close above, bullish. Close below, you might get a whole bunch of people that were bullish saying, oh, I guess we're not going to get the 50. Let me get out of here. And they start to take whatever profits they have. $60 seconds. There we go. Get ready for a bullish gold in a few seconds. Let me go to my micro gold. I might take a stab at this.
About 176 back on
On your original position from that bounce?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I got it from the bottom.
Yeah, but it's that chop though. Like
Yeah,
it
so
shows you 172.
The lowest is went like 113.
113. So it's like pulling back. It's like no,
So
69 ticks.
on that fair back gap on the 1 minute. That's my stop loss.
Okay. All right, it's not closing above. I might abandon the idea because there's more benefit to the upside rebalancing this area here than it was to the downside on gold. Yeah, it didn't close above the 50, so they might go bearish here. Yeah, let's leave gold alone. Let's not fall for the trap. Yep, gold order block. I knew I was gonna say that. Yep, we made a gold order block. Yeah, there is nothing to trade. All right, well, YouTube, let me go ahead and let y'all go. I don't want to take up all of your time. I thought we were going to get more power out of here. Tomorrow probably is going to be much, much better because we're going to get a lot of interest rate talk. So I think they're going to go ahead and rebalance. And Thursday should be where everybody kind of like really are like, hey, we're about to take off because now the interest rate information comes in. So look forward to working with y'all on tomorrow and Thursday. And we're going to go ahead. We're still with our $100. We haven't made anything on it. I just lost $10 so far. So we can try to turn that $100 into $500 by the end of the week. That said, look forward to working with y'all. Have a great day. See you tomorrow.